Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus here at Nashua North High School, home of the Titans. It's boys Division I first round playoff action on Nashua ETV. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Rich McDonough is the man on the color commentary. Pete Johnson's our executive producer, and Dylan Get to the Chopper Smith is the man on the moving pictures. We have a great one here for you tonight as the Goffstown Grizzlies invade the gym here at Nashua North. And Rich, we know a lot about this Goffstown team. They beat Nashua North earlier this season, dropped 75 points on them. What was the key for that Goffstown team coming into that game and in tonight?
Yeah, and that was January 12th, Jay, but they were down late. They were down by 12, I believe, and you know what they finally end up doing is they woke up a little bit and they started simple. They started dropping threes, and their 2-3 started to limit Parth. And we're going to have the anthem, and we'll join you at the end of it. Welcome back from anthem time, ladies and gentlemen. The mellifluous tones of Al St. Louis.
Spell mellifluous.
No.
Okay, very good, sir.
It was in a Fish song, so I figured I could do it.
Oh.
But I was saying that night they started, the Goffstown Grizzlies, when they beat North, started knocking down shots, and their 2-3 gelled. But if you ask Coach Lane, he would say they probably didn't have a great night, and that's putting it mildly.
Yeah,
Right,
in so many words, they didn't have a great night. And the key for Nashua North, number one, is to defend up and down the floor. Number two is to run like your hair is on fire. And number three, see number one and number two. So this is a Nashua North team that looks to get out to a good start. They will concede the tip ball. It goes to number 34, Jaden Pena. He will operate at the top. Alize, Roy Cortez got it over onto Robinson. Robinson up top now to Parth. And back to Jaden. On the post it goes to the elbow, rotating around. They circumnavigate the globe. Back up top to Parth. Taking their time here in this 2-3 zone. And Parth downtown, no, front iron, skying for that rebound was Highsack.
Yeah, emphasis on the high. He got high on that one. I'll tell you what, limiting Parth is great strategy in the 2-3, keeping him outside. But if he starts going from the outside, 3-ball, trouble.
And that's the weakness of the zone. If you can find those spots and find those areas where you can knock shots down. Speaking of taking shot from the outside, knocking down the first shot of the game is number 13, Noah Durham. 3-0 Grizzlies.
Yeah, and in my notes, I said he's got the smooth 3-ball, and now we just saw it.
North again trying to find the soft spot. They get it to Peters, who lost the handle briefly, and going up strong off the feed. Robinson Rodriguez gets hacked in the act, and he has a chance to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
I think you look for difference makers when you have a playoff game. You can have strategy. By now we've seen a ton of film. We're both coaches. He is, with his length and his long arms. I don't know that anybody could match up with him, especially if Parth is drawing a crowd on the outside.
Yeah, it's important for Robinson to get out to a good start. He has 3 quick points to tie things up. 6:54 to go here in the first quarter, and down the floor come the Grizzlies. The aforementioned Noah Durham running the point, looking for help. Goes to his right, a little handoff play, hitting the deck hard. And I think that one's going to go against Luke Peters, a heck of a football player in his own right. However, on the basketball floor, that is not a legal play.
Well, he's a glue player, and yeah, sure, he's built at 5'8", but I tell you, I played linebacker. I would not want to get hit by that guy.
So the first team foul, the first personal foul against the Titans. Roy Cortez on the steal. And again, the Titans will run. Great body control. Alizé goes up. Titans have the 5-3 lead.
Yeah, and Jason, that's exactly what you were pointing to. Hair on fire, running the floor. Did you see the spacing as they went down? Terrific.
And they practice that on a daily basis as from the outside, fired downtown, back iron, no. Robinson runs down the rebound, and he'll skip the floor, looking for Cortez. It goes out of bounds off of him, and so it'll be Grizzly possession.
Well, and we saw right there, Grizzlies, not the biggest team overall, but they're very athletic. They're like Tiggers, you know. They're springy, and they get out quickly. If you have a long ball and they get a good look at it, be prepared to contest it for interceptions.
Name of the game for them will be transition defense, no question. And ball hits the deck, and again, Robinson running the point, finds Parth. He'll pull up. No, he'll dish it out to the side. Baseline dribble drive in the lane is tipped, and a turnover and another. And it was Peters trying to tip it underneath, but both teams with a couple of turnovers on that 10-second possession.
Sure.
Back the other way comes Goffstown.
And you see they're focused on Parth pretty early here. Smart.
Downtown, no, another rebound, and the Titans owning the defensive boards in the early going. Pena's not shy. Downtown, back iron, no. Rebound gobbled up there by Dion. And the Titans will retreat.
And watch Dion, number 10, folks. Per Coach Cowett, he has been their best overall player. Not a huge scoring team, you know, as player by player, but they spread the ball out real well.
Another 3-ball, no good, and that one's going to go off of Parth's chest. So good positioning on the board. Tough break for the Titans as they have dominated on the defensive glass in the early going.
He got both hands on that ball right on the baseline. It just got loose from him. He's an old teammate of my son, Mike McDonough. He's just a great young man.
Ball comes over the top, and Goffstown will set up in the half court.
Excellent pick.
Great off-ball pick, and another good rebound by the Titans. That one going to Robinson. Alizé quickly on the other side. You see how fast they get down the floor. Skip pass. It's a rainmaker to Parth. Now Alizé in the corner. Left-hand dribble. Up top it goes Pena. And they whip that ball around the perimeter. Parth went right to left. Had a good look at it. No travel called.
Nope.
Goffstown fortunate to come away with that one.
Well, the speed with which they're moving around and swinging it is mind-boggling right now, Jay.
Yeah, this is a team that likes to run. They like to get up and down the floor, but we looked at that period of score. Speaking of getting up and down the floor, a nice dribble drive, kick, and nothing to show for it there. That one's going to go off a Grizzly paw. But you talked about earlier, Rich, you and I, about the Pinkerton score with this Goffstown team. It was 85-80. What must that have been like?
Yeah, and they're pushing it late. And look, Pinkerton, top team in the state, and you're right there in the fourth quarter. As we said as coaches, we don't look for moral victories, but they felt good coming off of that. As good as you can coming off a loss. Great drive right there, baseline.
Speaking of looking good, Luke Peters is in the books, and he skied on that one.
He's glue, but when he gets down, he's so quick. Great little jab step there to get to the lane, but one too many jab steps there.
You can't do that. And turnover once again by the Grizzlies. And this is danger zone time. This is when you're Goffstown. You don't want to let things get too far out away from you, because this Titan team can go from 7 to 27 in a blink of an eye.
Right, and Coach, the Goffstown coach, I got to talk to him for a while. Great guy. I said 2-3 or bust, and he said, we might throw a little wrinkle, and they might have to, Jay.
Going up strong, and the dribble penetrate, and a good take, as you said, Rich, by number 34, Jaden Pena. And he'll head to the line for two. First foul against Goffstown.
I've seen him a number of times, and in addition to being explosive and kind of one of those guys who can amp up the gym in a hurry, cerebral. He saw a bigger fella and went right at him and drew the foul. And it was when you saw the drive finish, it's a no-brainer drive by him.
Yeah, Jaden Pena, he's the engine that drives the car, and you can see him in the weight room when they're not practicing on the elliptical machine. As we take a quick peek over at Nashua South, we want to welcome our friends over at Nashua South. What do we got for a score over there, Rich?
I can't even see it. It's halftime. It's halftime there. Well,
okay.
All right. Well, welcome to everybody.
Thanks for joining us. I thought we had a score. Shot from the outside is no good. Bounces around, and Robinson goes up, changes a light bulb, and comes down with that one.
Well, I got to get him over to the barn at the McDonough pad.
What a move underneath by Pena, and right now, the sledding is tough.
Cerebral, do you see the pump fake right at the end, knowing he was going to run out of airspace and air time, and he gave that last pump fake and got that one. That was a wonderful play.
Man, look at that score. It's Nashua South, who was down big early.
They were down 16-8.
It's 29-27 Clippers at the half, but South has battled all the way back. So want to welcome all of our friends at Nashua South and Portsmouth folks that might be watching. Welcome to the A-team over here, Jason Roby and Rich McDonough. We are also live tonight on GTV in Goffstown. That's Goffstown Television. Hello to all of the Grizzly fans that are tuning in to this game here
and
in
Coach
the Gate
Cowad
City.
Asked me to say hi. That's a great thing.
There you go.
Nice guy, and he's got his mind in the right place. Young team coming in here. Young team with only 2 guys who had varsity experience, and he's done a real good job with greenhorns, you know?
This is a Nashua North team, on the other hand, that Coach Lane thinks they're a year away. That ball intercepted by Parth. Alizé jumping up, and another turnover. Alizé dishes it unselfishly, but that turns into a Titan turnover.
Nice outlet pass. Does he get it there? No, not
nice
quite.
Nice tip.
Oh, good handle there by Dion.
Block shot and a foul. As hitting the floor.
That's Perez.
Is Perez. He's going to head to the line for 2, and that will be the first personal on Robinson Rodriguez. Of course, in high school basketball, the race is to 5. 5 fouls in a quarter will send you to the free throw line no matter what. They reset at the end of the quarter. Nashua North, as we were saying, Rich comes in as the 3 seed. 14-4 record under head coach Steve Lane. They were semifinalists each of the last 2 years.
Well,
Coach Lane thinks they're a year away, to be honest with you. He thinks this team can make a run at it next year, but there's no time like the present.
No kidding. Well, they're on a 10-game roll, and we got to call with Tom King and our crew here the North-South game where they got off the schneid. They had a 4-game losing streak and a lousy first quarter in that game. Then the whole thing changed. I got to interview Coach Lane, and he goes, I think that changes our minds. 10 games in a row later, he was right.
Well, we're in the second season. It's winter go home time. Maglani's not shy. Downtown, no. And skying for that rebound. It looked like it was Hysack. Recently checking in for the Titans was Gavin Terrio. And that ball stolen by Pena. He's on the move, on the run, goes up and finishes. And as I said, Pena can be found on the elliptical machine in between classes sometimes, and you can see how he gets that motor, how he gets things going.
Yeah, with him working it up, he might be in between quarters. That's a great bucket and necessary bucket by Hysack. They needed that desperately, I think.
13-6 Titans. They have possession. 2:27 to go here in the first quarter. Pena, the runner in the lane, no call. Fortunate there. Could have been an offensive foul. Back the other way come the Grizzlies. This is Santos. He hesitates on the baseline. Skip pass across the way, and they will reset. Circumnavigate the globe. Hysack downtown, no. Great rebound there by Perez.
Boy, they're letting a lot of contact go, but not this time.
Yeah, Perez, I think they're going to say it's on the floor as Terrio will pick up his first.
Well, and our refs tonight are Peter Driscoll, Peter Burkhart, and Kyle Averill, and they have no shortage of experience. Big 3 from the wing by Ike Santos, Isaiah, and he's got that stroke. I saw him lining up against Bedford, and he's smooth. Nice feed, huh?
Pretty pass. Down low it goes. Got to finish that one, and he does just
that. There's your difference maker. There's your difference maker. An extra 4 inches of arm sleeve length there. You got a 36 at Brooks Brothers, right?
There it is.
Yeah, man.
Down the other side into the land of the trees. Kick out downtown. Hysack, no. Skying for that one is Alizé. He gets hammered across the forehead. No call. He comes back the other way on the baseline now. And back to Alizé. Puts the English on. Would have made Minnesota Fats happy.
Yeah, you can say that again. It looked like an old Steve Miserak pool shot. The kiss.
There it is.
Yeah.
17-9 Titans, 1:16 to go here in the first quarter. Back and forth action. Preliminary round of the Division I playoffs.
Well, I said early they got to share the rock through the Grizz, and they got to do more of it.
Open look is no good. Front iron and back the other way come the Titans. Pena goes hard to the hoop, hits the deck, no call.
That was a good no call.
Was looking for some kind of an undercut, and they do not get on the perimeter. Titans are fortunate. They're giving up.
Ooh,
that.
Very physical.
And Pena will hit the deck. I think it's going to go against him. So.
Was it Pena or Parth?
I think it went against 34 Pena.
Okay.
I believe. Some more substitutes will come in for the Titans. Zion Melendez, number 20, checks in.
Well, I'll tell you, whenever Pena draws a foul or takes a foul, it's a hustle foul.
Indeed.
Yeah.
6'5" Peter Donovan also checked in, and he makes his presence felt right away. And back the other way come the Titans. Look at that.
Nice finish.
That is NASCAR at its finest.
Yeah, no kidding. Great look, great finish up in the air by Melendez, and great body control. Got his hips square on the way up.
Zion has the fresh legs. He knows what to do. Challenged at the cup, but a nice make there.
Cortez had good defense, but that was just better offense that time, Jay.
Yeah, Alex McBorney went up and was contested. So no fault of the defense there, just a good offensive make. That ball nearly stolen.
Yeah,
Alizé pull-up jumper is good. He hits the deck, no call, but Alizé has 6 in the early going.
Yeah, the kid came to play. And Parth, I don't think, has a point yet, but everybody else is scoring. We'll tally that up for you.
Fadeaway's no good. Melendez skies for the board. 1 second, good if it goes. Oh, this place would have come unglued. And it was a good look. We had a terrific look here from our spot at the Nashua ETV table. Want to welcome you all. Jason Roby here along with Rich McDonough. Our man on the moving pictures is Dylan Get to the Chopper Smith. DJ Petey Pete is the man on executive producing this whole production. I was going to say fiasco, but we're much better than that.
Much better.
It's 21-11 Nashua North. They're up by 10, and that's the start that Coach Steve Lane wanted, Rich.
Absolutely. Get out of the gates fast. That was one of my playing notes. And to the on the opposite side of the coin, I said limit the frenetic pace from the Grizzlies. And in order for your 2-3 zone to pay dividends, you have to get it set up. And when you outrun the defense, the retreating setup, and guess who's getting to the boards? Mr. Pena is showing his stuff.
Transition defense, so important. One of the things that I've noticed, Rich, and you can kind of piggyback on this, is Goffstown has had a lot of good looks in the early going here. They just haven't knocked down the shots. They found the open spots against that Titan defense, just haven't made them pay for it yet.
And they take half a breath before you launch it up. You know, I think they're real rush to make sure that gets out of the hands before the closing speed of North hits them. If they can take a breath, relax, I think they're okay, and then they can shave a little of the lead off.
Second quarter is underway here. Grizzlies with possession up top, and there's one of those open looks we were talking about.
And there's Dion right on. He heard me. He heard Coach Matt.
Friendly roll on that rim, and it is now 21-14, 7-point Titan advantage. They'll operate in the half court against this zone. Into the corner it goes. That's the soft spot.
Yeah, here comes skip pass time. Change the shape of your zone. Get the spaces and use the skip pass.
There's Maglani. He's not shy from there, and now they'll bring the play all the way over back to the other side. They tried feeding Donovan on the low block. I like the rotation. That pass intended for a player maybe that was 6'8" and not 6'5".
Yeah, well, I hope they, if you're North, you want to use Donovan. You know, you've got your big fella Rodriguez out right now. Use Donovan, get him some quality minutes, and break that zone even more. Nice drive here by McBurney.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Drive.
How about that quick take?
Well, the fact that, and a near steal there, the fact that he got by Peters is no small task. Parth on a mid-range jumper is no good. And now Goffstown with a chance to cut even deeper into that Nashua North lead.
Amazingly, McBurney leads the team in scoring off the bench. That's key.
Another good look and a miss, but cleaning up his own mess.
Perez.
Keeping that alive was Perez. Donovan will run it down, and the Titans will run. They don't have the numbers.
Look at the spacing, though.
Parth downtown.
He's got it.
Yahtzee.
He's a great Yahtzee player, I've heard.
So
There's
Park
one.
in the books, 24-16, 8-point Titan advantage. They cleared the zone. I thought he was going to take it to the hole, but McBorney will set things up in the half court. Gets it back up top now.
All right, good pick. They're picking away and picking ball alternately.
Nice
No,
look
short
again, but the shooting percentage just not where it needs to be for the Grizzlies if they want to hang around in this one. They're
How
getting
about the leaping ability of Melendez, man?
runner in the lane by
Park
Park.
is awake, alive and well. And we're going to see a Yahtzee display. I feel it.
Full court pressure being applied here, or full court man pressure rather. Behind the back now, setting up the offense is Osborne.
And Goffstown is a young team. If they get large, real heavy pressure, they might make some mistakes. So look for that Coach Lane adjustment there, and he's one of the best in the business.
No shot clock in the state of New Hampshire. An offensive foul called against Jaden Perez. He can't believe it. He gave the palms up play.
And Rodriguez is coming back in great minutes out there.
Yeah, good job by Zion. And anytime these kids come in and they understand their role, they know what they're trying to accomplish, you can see that the work in progress, all the hard practices that they've done throughout the course of the year, all of the drill work, now they have their rotations in place. This is what a real good playoff team should look like.
Well, and a
come
playoff
March.
coach and one of the best in the business, like I just said, got buy-in. He was looking for it before this 10-game streak, and boy, that whole battle of the bridge changed his chemistry, let's say.
No doubt about it. Maglani on the right side, get it back up to Alizé. They'll skip pass it across the way. They'll reset, come to the right side. It goes to Peters.
Beautiful
Now
weave.
Parth, he thought about it. Alizé back to Parth. Nobody back on the weak side. It comes down in the low block to Robinson. Thought he'd put one up. Instead, he skips it across the way. And that's going to be a backcourt violation.
Did you see the disciplined shape there by the 2-3 zone? They were set up. The only thing I didn't like about that was they didn't have hands up to block skip lanes, etc. But they stayed disciplined and they talked to one another when they needed help side.
Yeah, create the turnover. Empty possession for Nashua North. And back the other way come the Grizzlies. 10-point Titan advantage. At the high elbow double team. Hysack nearly had it stolen. It comes back up to the top. Little three-player weave here to make the Harlem Globetrotters proud. But Pena doing his best impression of the Wizards. Or the Generals, rather. Washington Generals, that it is? Downtown, no, and that's not typically a look that Peters will take. A turnover potentially, and the foul, I believe, is going to go against Parth. It's his first personal.
Yep.
But you got to love the hustle, Rich.
Yeah, I do. You know, you had a missed opportunity there after a pretty decent setup trip down the floor. It wasn't on Parth. It is. Okay. But, you know, they don't give up, and they stay in their press defense there. And that's Coach Lane all the way.
So the full pressure is applied here. It is beaten up the floor by Santos, and they will set things back up.
Going on.
Oh, little reach around, and coming away with it is the Titans.
And Coach Ka wasn't upset. They ran the offense. Somebody just made a real good play.
Parth in and out, but a nice rebound there by Robinson. Got to go up strong with that. They like the kick-out ability. Parth and a kiss that would make St. Valentine's proud.
Or recognizing that you're feeding the hot player.
I like the Valentine's quote better.
I like it better. I'm going to steal it. That's going down in red pen, brother.
Back up top.
There we go.
Into the paint it goes.
Here's a guy you got to get going if you're the Grizz. That's Hysack. You really need him right now.
Santos, dribble drive, goes up with the left. Can't come down with it.
Beautiful.
Storming the gates was Durham.
Yeah, Durham from behind. He's got about 4 or 5 inches that he concedes.
Little conversation going on here. They're probably not exchanging social media addresses.
No.
As a nice job there by Durham.
Day cards. No way. We're at 3:40. This has been moving quickly, huh?
28-16, 12-point Titan advantage. Coach Lane having some words with the far side official. And the Grizzlies will operate in the half court. Looking for a backdoor cut, one dribble, no. Titans extending the pressure.
This is an important trip down the floor for Goffstown.
Man-to-man defense all the way. Hysack's not shy, and I think maybe a piece of that was gone, but an offensive rebound there by the Grizzlies.
Good straight-up arm defense. You know, when you can't leap and draw a foul. Good job. Ooh, that was...
tough reaching foul there.
Peters.
I believe that's his second.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And
We're looking over. It's Portsmouth 34-29, 6:23 left in the third quarter there at South.
Well,
Battle
South
of the
hanging
Bridge
around.
with,
Gotta love it.
broadcasting.
Yeah. There it is.
See, there's that rotation.
Nice steal there. Back the other way come the Titans. 3-on-1.
Wow.
No call.
That should have been a call.
And Maglani looking for his forearm that's down on the floor somewhere.
More like he's going to pray for swelling. He'll have Popeye arms in the morning.
So a nice steal there by Gavin Terrio. Titans
Nice
will get
inbound
possession. It's
play.
got to go straight up with it and can't get it to go.
Everything but the drop. Beautiful inbound play, well conceived. Next time.
Back the other way come the Grizzlies. This is Santos. He's working on Alizé. Bounce pass, high elbow back to the basket is Hisack. Now he dribble drive, kick out. They're going to call a travel there.
No doubt about it.
And it wasn't Hisack. I believe it was Noah Durham that got called for steps, but moot point. It's a turnover nevertheless, and a full timeout being taken here. And I think it's going to be full timeout for the Grizzlies. I'm going to get a 50-50 shot. We'll give it to the Grizzlies.
Hey, you're going to Vegas with odds like that. You got to read on how Maglani's doing.
So yeah, Maglani, 7 points all in the second quarter. He's kind of found the hot hand. He knocked down a triple and then did a nice little one-handed runner in the lane and then a kiss shot. So he's getting all of the shots on the repertoire going here in the early
X's
going.
all over the floor.
And good balanced scoring for both of these teams, really up and down the ledger. As 5 players have scored for Goffstown, 5 players have scored for Nashua North. So a 28-16 Titan advantage. 2:47 to go here before halftime. Jason Roby along with Rich McDonough.
Yeah.
And Rich, you had a great conversation with the Goffstown coaching staff. Did you get a feel that, you know what, we've been there, we've already beaten this team, and we know we can do it again?
Not necessarily, because Goffstown North was missing a role player that night. But you evolve over the course of a season, and especially, look what happened here with North. They flipped the script completely. So I think they're looking at it going, these fellas have won 10 games in a row, every which way you can, and that's really deeply meaningful and maybe intimidating.
And a nice job underneath. They beat the trap. It was a half-court trapping defense, and Pena finds Rodriguez all alone under the hoop.
Great pump fake by Rodriguez. Discipline, kept his feet on the floor.
Pena with the steal.
Again.
Pretty bounce pass. Gavin Terrio. And a nice feed into Rodriguez. He gets hacked in the act. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Wow, I tell you, that was great heads up by Pena. No surprise there. Way to run the floor by Terrio. Yeah, you missed the deuce, but your big fella comes in to clean it up. But that's just basketball, and it's really good basketball.
And it was a great pump fake by Terrio to get the Grizzlies in the air. Nice pass into Robinson.
There was nobody left on the floor to defend. That's just good basketball. They're not all going in. Coach Lane's got it down.
Nashua South up 38-34 now in the third quarter, so we'll keep it here. The marquee game of the evening.
Yeah, this is another trip that's important.
Great hang time. The double team was coming. They were trying to trap on the sideline, and Osborne, the beneficiary of a nice pass. Maglani downtown. Yahtzee!
There it is, fella. That runs it to 35-18. They're almost on the verge of doubling it up with 2 minutes left in this half, man.
Yeah, you can't trade twos and threes.
No, you cannot.
Wanted to travel back up top. It goes. McBurney.
That's huge.
He knocks down a triple.
Well, McBurney.
And look how fast the Titans come back the other way. Up and in, and Pena skies for the deuce.
Well, Coach says run like hair on fire. He certainly is.
16-point Titan advantage. McBurney now gets it over to Hisack.
And
Right hand
they've really
dribble.
done a good job at tamping Hisack's game down tonight.
Osborne top of the key. All of the Grizzlies have touched it here. McBurney now gets it back up top. They'll lean off of Hisack, let him spin, and that one bothered in the lane. Get out of my kitchen! Leather souffle, Parth Maglani.
Well, and they got 5 on 3 right now.
Parth! Yahtzee!
You could see that when it left his hand, and he had no doubt. There is no emotion on his face.
Both sides of the floor, Maglani, he banished him from the kingdom of hardwood and then knocked down the triple.
Wow. I am in Jargon heaven or hell. Oh my goodness, couldn't get that one to drop.
And
Dion.
Cleaning that one up was Isaac. Well, your old friend, the mute button, can oftentimes save you from the bleeding eardrums. Pena just beyond the tee at half court, and then the Titans.
30 seconds, what do?
They spread the floor, and it's interesting that they're looking for the last shot.
Yeah, they're rocking the baby even when they were on fire.
Well, look at the defense. They have just settled in that 2-3 zone, and they are just going to sit in it. We'll see if
and they're gassed.
They match up, yeah. So 19 seconds to go here. Ball goes over to the left, and now Terrio, top of the key, 10 seconds. Alize, nice job, good ball movement. Parth, and it was a good look, goes up strong. Robinson at the home, no!
Oh, he got hacked.
No call, good if it goes. No!
What a half, what a frenetic closeout there for Nashua North. How about that, folks?
It is 40-23, Titans by 17. If you want to watch the South Portsmouth game, it's on Channel 6 right now.
It's a great game.
NPTV, great game going on over at the campus of Nashua South. 38-35 Panthers, but make sure you come back for this one as the number 3 seeded Titans ahead of the number 14 seed Grizzlies. We'll be right back with second half action after this. And welcome back to the campus here at Nashua North. Boys Division I first round preliminary action. The Nashua North Titans enjoying a 17-point advantage over the Goffstown Grizzlies. Jason Roby here along with Rich McDonough on the color commentary. The man on the moving pictures is Dylan Get to the Chopper Smith.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
The executive producer is DJ PD Pete Johnson. Want to welcome everybody here in Nashua watching this one, as well as the Goffstown folks watching on GTV. Over at Nashua South, it is a 49-44, now 51-44 advantage for the Purple Panthers. But in this one here, Rich, we saw this Titan team get out and just get on their Pontiac and ride, man. They were flying up and down the floor.
Yeah, they spent all of about 30 seconds to a minute feeling out the team. You know, people like to use the boxer analogy, feeling it. Nope. You said hair on fire per Steve Lane, and they went right at it. And the guy who I thought was the catalyst is a guy I thought would be the catalyst, which was Jaden Pena. With the steals, the speed, the cerebral play, the vision to hit people. And then that started to open up Parth, and he settled down. And he had himself, after getting off a slow start, he had himself a heck of a first half, right?
Yeah, Maglani had 13 points, all in the second quarter, including 3 triples. So he got on the track, and Pena, as you mentioned, has 8, but he's the facilitator, right? He's the guy that makes this engine go. Coach Steve Lane and his staff putting together a pretty good game plan here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, 6 players have scored for Goffstown. We're looking at 7 points for McBorney. He had some nice plays, but he leads all Grizzlies scores. They'll have to get him on track if they want to dig into this 17-point Titan advantage.
And that balance for Goffstown, you know, percentage-wise, is usual for them. They have 5 of 6 guys leading the team are not seniors, and then they have about 7 or 8 people in the same scoring bandwidth, but they need to do more of it and in a hurry.
Yeah, there's a wide bandwidth, but it's not a strong one at this point. So Maglani on the low block. It comes to Rodriguez. Little jump stop up. No call, but he gets things started.
Yeah, it was a little ticky-tack. He wanted the call, but he was happier about the bucket.
Little floater in the lane, off the glass, is up and in. A nice make there by Santos, and that's his first bucket.
Well, and they need him to get unglued here. You know, he averages almost 8 points a game, and they need 8 points from him. They need to spread that out.
Alice,
long ball.
Long triple. Rebound is taken there by Hysack, and they'll clear it off to the left side. Back the other way now come the Grizzlies. Santos operating in the half court, gets it to the top, high right. That is Dion. Dion between the legs working against Rodriguez. Floats it out to the left baseline. Dribble drive, penetrating, and a nice pass on the low block. But good defense. Thought we were going to get a little forearm shiver clear away.
Yeah.
Knocking down a triples high sack there.
Well, I've been saying they need him to get off the schneid, and he only had 4, and he's an 11, 12-point scorer.
Rodriguez for a triple.
Wow.
He's feeling it.
Look at the big fella. Get airborne and get outside and get it down. Wow.
14 points for Robinson, including the last 5 points for the Titans. 6:27 to go here in the third.
Must be those orange shoes, Jason.
There it is. You have something like that, don't you, Rich? You got
Always. I'm not telling, no.
Kick out to the left side. 3-point shot. Knocked down there. Almost a 4-point opportunity as a nice make by Santos. Hard off the glass, no, and Pena goes into the land of the Giants. Alizé now will penetrate in the key. Hangs up there, no call.
Hang time.
Nice rebound by Durham, and they will run.
Gotta be patient here if you're Goffstown, I think. Don't want to rush it.
That ball nearly stolen by Parth, and down on the low block it goes. A nice feed underneath. I think it went off Hysack. They're going to say no, it went off Pena.
Yeah, but Pena, what a great step in to that long pass, entry pass into the lane. That's, again, cerebral play by him.
This timeout called by Coach Lane, and the lead is still 14, but I think it's a good timeout as I don't think Coach Lane necessarily liked the flow of the ebb and flow of this quarter.
And I was about to suggest that, you know, Goffstown, some of the guys that I've been talking about whose games I watched, they needed them to get going. And, okay, they can try hard to get some signs of life within their own team. But as the opposing team, you don't want to give them the life. And I think Coach Lane might be preaching something along that line. It's like, guys, don't let them get confident. Don't let them get in rhythm. Let's disrupt them again like we did half one.
Yeah, that's a great
Best
point.
I can say.
Yep. Winner of this game will take on the winner of Wyndham and Londonderry. Wyndham is the 6th seed, Londonderry the 11th seed. Goffstown has played neither of those teams, and Nashua North only played Londonderry. So.
Right.
First time you, first time me, probably for both of these guys. Right hand dribble at the high elbow, handed off there, nearly losing the dribble. A little double dribble, up strong and in, and a nice make by Noah Durham.
And you mentioned it, the Jaguars, Wyndham is way up heading into the fourth, apparently.
Steal there, little fake pass, and now he came back to him.
Kind of overcooking the grits there, I think. Sometimes you got to retreat, recognize that the lane's filled up, and get outside and hit the reset switch, right, Coach?
That's absolutely correct. And as we look over, 57-47 Nashua South, 5:41 to go in regulation. Downtown shot, front iron, but another offensive rebound for the Grizzlies.
They need Durham to get hot.
Another 3-point shot, and falling down unsolicited.
Did he say
no
that
Academy
staying down there? Yeah. We're all the way at the other end of the court here, Jason. Good thing my LASIK is holding firm. Good baby
hook shot there. And no good, but Robinson. They're going to call an offensive foul here. I didn't quite get that one.
I think he leaned into him with his shoulder to create some space, and George Mikan never did that.
Mikan drill, one of my favorites from back in the day.
That should have been called there. But they're letting a lot of physicality go, Jason.
Yeah, no doubt, and they're consistent with it as downtown Pena knocks down a triple and a Yahtzee for Jaden.
And Robinson fouled off ball. They didn't call that. Letting a lot go.
And that could rear its ugly head later on as skying for that one, contested at the cup.
Has hops, huh?
Yeah, he definitely can get up there, and he changed some light bulbs of his own. He's going to head to the free throw line to try to add to his point total and cut into this 15-point Titan advantage.
That could be my favorite analogy.
Which one's that?
The light bulbs.
Oh, changing the light bulbs.
Yeah, of the month.
That's trademarked. You can't.
And we're at the last day of the month.
Yeah.
Or almost. Leap year tomorrow.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's crazy stuff. That's like a John Collins.
Man, we're all John Collins. You got Collins and TKpedia. 4:41 already. Quick moving again.
Ooh, misses the second. It hung up on the rim. Robinson grabs the board. Titans will run. Pena gets it over to Alizé. He'll step back, launch, baseline, triple, and a Yahtzee.
Tell me, that tray was beautiful. He passed up a clear two to back up and drill it.
The best is he gave the Velociraptor arms after the make.
Way to go, young man. That's a walk. They didn't call that.
And a steal and battled for there. Durham came away with it. Front iron, another offensive rebound. We're going to get a whistle here soon.
That is a great backside rebound by Santos. Off ball, smallest guy on the court right now.
And you're right, Rich. There's a lot of physicality that's being let go here.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep an eye on it to see if it gets a little hotter down.
Yeah, you don't want it to get too chippy. You want to let the fellas play.
51-33, Grizzlies in the half court. Kick out, three-point shot downtown, air ball.
Oh, he's going to hear this one, isn't he?
And that ball nearly gets away, and now it does get away. Collision. They're going to say it's off of White. So
seemed like it was off Rodriguez.
It is.
Going to the deck.
And
good
that
sportsmanship there. I like that.
Yeah, you like to see that from the players. And that could have turned into an unfortunate play as a lot of bodies kind of hit the hardwood there. So I'm sure both coaches want to see more basketball being played.
Yeah, Peters takes a seat, but as usual, the dude is pouring sweat. He just gives 1,000%. Love that athlete.
Santos comes back the other way, on ball, pick, ball fake. Hysak's not shy. Yahtzee knocks down a triple.
All right, he's awake. He is officially awake, and it is now a 15-point lead after it was almost about to be 20.
Pena, right-hand dribble, step back, over to Alizé, into the corner now. Terrio drives, loses the handle, forearm shiver, he hits the deck, and the Grizzlies will now run.
Braden Malley, I like him off the bench. He plays real well. Great finish there.
Yeah, nice job at the cup. Transition defense non-existent.
And he heard me. He said he likes me off the bench, does Coach Mack.
I'm sure Coach Lane wants his team to get back in transition. They were beat down the floor. One of the rare instances that the Titans.
Oh, that was a good pick and roll. Terrio got everything but the pass. Forget everything but the drop.
Yeah, that foul's going to go against Santos, and I think that's a good foul there. As 61-47 now, Panthers.
Yeah, they were looking ugly first quarter or so, and then they just took off with it.
Peters,
as a Panther will do.
Indeed, sir.
Yes.
Peters will check in for Alizé. So Titans now will operate in the half court. It's Peters over to Parth in the corner.
A
lot of hand checking. Parth fade away, knocks down the double.
Parth creates his own space, and when he gets his hip square, I don't know that there's a smoother shooter.
Yeah, one of the best shooters in the state, no question about it. Hard to the rack goes Hysak.
No call. Probably
he has,
a good no call.
He has 8 in the quarter, Rich, and he has come alive here. Very much like Frampton. Up hard, no call,
well,
and
says,
battled
for. Feel like we do as he gets that rebound. He's kind of taken over the mojo for the team.
Well, Hysak looking a lot like a football player on the floor tonight. And downtown, and a Yahtzee knocked in by Malley.
Just saying that the younger Malley needs to be present, and he's got 5 quick ones, and then Hysak has delivered in the third quarter here, and lo and behold, what do we have, Jason?
Yeah,
Roby?
53-43. The Titan lead is now 10 with 2:10 to go in the third quarter. So if you're just joining us now on Goffstown TV or here in Nashua, as it looks like the Panthers, barring a Portsmouth major comeback, are going to head to the quarterfinals. So if you're just joining us now, it was all Titans in the first half, and Goffstown not going silently into the night. They are battling here in the third quarter.
But, you know, we've coached forever, right? And
forever's a mighty long time.
It is. You know, it's a game of runs like so many sports, and they're here for a reason. They're here for a reason. They won last time for a reason. They're not going to take it laying down. Some of your bench guys will provide that spark, and that's exactly what's happened, and they help get your starters in rhythm.
It's win or go home time here in the Gate City. Nashua North trying to extend their season. Goffstown trying to get win number 9, but win number 1 in the postseason. Up strong, and a three-point opportunity as Luke Peters pumps his fist from the floor. Chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Wow, that was a strong drive by a strong young man. 5'8", but he went hard like a 6'4" fella, and he got up in a hurry And that's one guy who's not afraid of contact at all.
He only knows one way to play, and he was one of the better football players that I've seen here in the state. I had no problem saying.
He picked off Mike McDonough a couple times.
Yeah, he is all that in a bag of chips, no question about it.
And his brother, obviously, a terrific
lacrosse player at UMass, right, Rich?
Lacrosse player, track athlete too, wasn't he? And maybe not. Anyway.
And he could juggle chainsaws. We'll just keep making stuff up.
All right, yeah, Chuck Barris in
there
the
house.
There it is. This is an important possession here.
Nice make there, is knocking it down. Ice in his veins, McBurney.
Yeah, I saw him play some Bedford minutes, and if he gets square, he's terrific.
Robinson knocked off the block and get it back into the hands of Pena, and he will direct the offense. He'll send Peters through the paint.
Good battle with Hyzak and Rodriguez off ball right now. Who sets this pick?
Parth.
They got their switch they wanted.
And a huge height advantage now.
Huge.
He's calling for it. They're not giving it to him. Now they do.
And here comes the triple.
And an offensive foul call.
Very reasonable call.
I'll tell you what I don't like, and again, it's just me nitpicking, I suppose, putting the ball on the floor. Drop step, put it up. When you put the ball on the power move on the floor, you allow the defensive help to get to you.
I use that old phrase, remember the Titans overcooking the grits.
There it is.
And there was no need to do it. You've got a foot height advantage off the switch in the pick, and just take advantage. Yeah, you're going to get triple, but the two guys coming to crash down on you, also 6-inch height differential. Just go up.
I like your chances. Instead of one foul, you could get 3. Back the other way come the Grizzlies.
Here.
Great steal or near steal. McBurney comes away with it, feeds the baseline. Good ball movement. Hyzak goes up strong. No. Another rebound attempt goes by the boards. Parth battles for it. And now Zion Melendez on the floor. Parth on the floor. Dogs and cats living together. Chaos ensues.
I'm ready for somebody, entering the ring. Andre the Giant, you name it.
We need some pyrotechnics. We need some entrance music. And this crowd comes alive. It is vacation week here in the state of New Hampshire. But the student body well represented, and the folks from the Gate City and from Goffstown coming over to watch this battle between two very good basketball teams.
Yeah, a real excellent crowd, even though it is vacation week. And that's a good take. Knowing he was going to draw that foul, went up anyway.
Terrio came from behind him, and not a good foul to take. If you're Gavin, it's going to give Malley 2 free throws. He has 5 points all in the third quarter, chance to get 6 and 7.
Well, he had 13 as a game high this year, so he can fill it up, and he adds one more.
He knocks down the first. He'll get a second. Terrio will head to the bench, and Alizé will re-enter the game.
Good minutes by Terrio.
56-46. And now the advantage is just down to 9.
Single digits.
And that's what the postseason is all about. You don't get to this point of the year without being a good basketball team. Battle-tested, both of these teams.
Steve Lane, coach, asking for a little bit of poise here.
Bounce pass down on the low block. Here comes the double. They find Peters. They leave him alone, and they shouldn't have.
That was unnecessary. Unnecessary. He had his back to the basket out at the three-point line. No need to double.
Peters with 6 points all in the third quarter here. 8 total, and harassing defense by Alizé, and it makes that miss.
Couldn't take the gas off by the time he got to the rim.
Maglani goes strong to the hole. Leather souffle.
Clean block. Beautiful behind the back dribbling there by McBurney.
McBurney hangs up in the air for about a day and a half.
I tell you what,
knocks it in.
He packed 2 suitcases and went coast to coast, Jason Roby. Wow. Wow, what a turn there. Great block by Hyzak, and then a great coast to coast roll. And getting up to the glass.
No line at customs on that one, Rich.
Is TSA going to let him through? Did he order the global pass in advance? That time he did. That was, and he had the behind-the-back dribble to boot to shake himself loose.
Just both ends of the floor on that last possession by the Grizzlies. A 4-point swing. 59-49. Titans with a 10-point advantage. And we'll take a
score
look
from Bedford here.
Yep, the Bulldogs up in the second quarter, 34-20 over Central. So Bedford is the 2 seed in the tournament. Central last team in, so they're playing with house money right now, trying to hang around. 17-point advantage.
Well, this is the time of year when Coach Moreno's at his best. And, Bedford's up to the test. I mean, obviously, those guys, athlete, ferocious, they could win it all, without a doubt.
11-point South advantage on Portsmouth, 1.5 minutes to play at Nashua South. So it does appear that they will move on in the tournament. And they
Unless
will
a miracle happens, we need a Duke versus Maryland from 15 years ago.
And South will play the winner. It looks like they will play Pinkerton. So I believe in the next round at Pinkerton.
Oh, South draws the one on that bracket.
So.
Oh, boy.
Downtown fired, no, and another offensive foul.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to call that on Robinson as well. So
yeah, he's pretty dejected walking back down the court. He was all fire 5 minutes ago, and he is disconsolate right now.
Well, one of the things Coach Lane talks about is body language, and you can kind of see the body language a little bit different now between these two teams.
You got that right. Good
Hysack, drive! What a pass on the baseline!
That was scripted. First play coming in off the draw. Nice job.
Durham with 7. First bucket of the fourth quarter. North lead is at 8. Maglani now, left-hand dribble.
Used the real hot Hysack as a decoy, and that's a grab there by Malley. And he's going to
Peters.
Was it a shooting foul? No, they called it on the floor.
Interesting. I thought Peters was going hard to the hole, but as it is, Malley will be called for the personal.
Boy, Malley's come great minutes off the bench.
Nice bounce pass and a great play on the inbound.
Talk about scripted. That was 100% execution.
61-51 lead back up to 10. 7:15 to go in this one. Dribble drive, kick out, three-point shot is no good. Robinson gobbles up the rebound. 2 Goffstown Grizzlies.
They're gonna pin him. I knew it. He needed some help back at the baseline in a hurry. Everybody ran down.
One of the things,
court.
Rich, and you make your bed, you lay in it. When you get that rebound, you're going to get runners. You're going to get streakers from the Nashua North. They're taking off, man. They're getting up the floor. And if you hold on to that ball and the Grizzlies don't get back in transition, the next best thing is to tie it up. They get possession. Backdoor cut and a nice one. McDorney now gets it back out to Hysack. They'll kick it around the perimeter. Three-point shot on the way. And knocked down from the right side in front of the bench is Santos. He's got 5.
Only 5'7", and he plays like a much larger guy because he's got great quick leaping ability.
Long two-point jumper, no good. Rebound and swinging the elbows wildly was Durham. Get off me.
7 points. JR, look out.
Downtown, three-point shot. Durham knocks down a triple.
Durham, and we have a 4-point game after a monumental change.
And what did we talk about in the first half, Rich? We said Goffstown was getting a lot of good looks from the perimeter. They weren't able to knock them down. Those looks haven't changed. What has changed is they're starting to make the shots now.
Well, and look, are we having a mirror image of game 1 on January 12th? Where Goffstown was down 12 points, and Coach Cowett said, okay, we were doing all these good things, but the ball wasn't going through the hole. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is. And credit Goffstown for sticking with it.
Yeah, they have outscored the Titans here 8-2 in the fourth quarter to get the Titan advantage down to just 4 points. 6:29 to go here in regulation. Jason Roby along with Rich McDonough here on Nashua ETV. Want to thank you all. Yeah, man, for sure. Dylan, get to the chopper. Smith is the man on the moving pictures high atop the Nashua North bleachers. DJ Pete Johnson is the executive producer. Want to welcome all of our friends from Goffstown who are watching on Goffstown TV. You are witnessing a good one.
A really good one. Didn't look good for a while, but Goffstown, got to give them a lot of credit for intestinal fortitude. And whenever you say moving pictures, I got to say I wait for Charlie Chaplin to walk in.
I was thinking more of the Rush album, Tom Sawyer, Moving Pictures.
How did I know you go 80s or late 70s on me?
All right, so
here we go.
Falling back, they'll pick up in the half court. Goffstown playing with all kinds of fire here. Alizé will bring the ball up, and he'll work the one spot. Left-hand dribble between the legs, on-ball pick, goes the opposite way. Pretty bounce pass up strong for Robinson. Well done.
That was absolutely scripted. They've run that 50 times.
That means we'll see it maybe 51. Another Nice backdoor cut answered there by the Grizzlies.
I said Mally was terrific off the bench. He leads the team as a substitute.
5:57 to go. Alizé over to Parth on the left side. Right-hand dribble at the elbow. Jump stop. Hacked in the act. Almost goes in, but that one gets called. And again, the palms up play is not going to go your way.
Yeah.
Maglani heading to the free throw line for a pair.
I'm a long recovered lawyer, JR, and I've seen the wasn't me too many times to count. And Parth, got to like his odds at the stripe here.
Maglani, release, rotation, splash, good on the first. He will get a second. Maglani just 3 points here in the second half. Chance to get number 4, and they will need all of it.
What do you have, 12 in the first?
13 in the first. Maglani hits the second, 2 out of 2 for the junior.
That's big.
59 points for the Grizzlies, 65 for the Titans.
Find a way to stem the tide, take a punch, and get back in rhythm.
Steal. Peters on the run. He'll slow things down. Now he'll take it hard and comes up short.
It's all right. It's exactly what you want him to do.
And now the Grizzlies running the floor well. Titans, good job of getting back in transition. Hysack, right-hand dribble, working on Alizé. Skipped across the way. McDorney will pull up and shoot. No! Another rebound for Hysack. He can't get it. And going up for that one was Robinson.
I tell you, Hysack is one gritty kid.
That one I thought was intended for Rich McDonough. Good hands by Alizé.
Sorry, I would have saved it. Old lacrosse goalie.
And a good job. You're going to see a little bit of hesitation here. And now, dribble drive, got the numbers, pull-up jumper. Pena, no! And no one takes the air out of the basketball better than the Titans. They went to it a little early there.
Well, they also ran the floor to get back on defense and caused the travel.
Wow, travel call there, and I thought for sure it was going to be a foul on Pena. Final from Nashua South. It's the Purple Panthers 76 and
Clippers.
The Portsmouth Clippers 61. So they will head over to the campus of Pinkerton Academy for a quarterfinal matchup.
And
Meanwhile,
Bedford is starting to blow it open there. 22-point lead now.
Alizé working the point, gets it to Robinson way beyond the three-point stripe. And now they will just kind of work the ball around the perimeter, digging in to this this clock. 4:36 to go.
I'll tell you, the flow of their defense for the Grizz is much better right now.
Well, I think the Titans are very, there's no shot clock here in the state of New Hampshire. As I said, no one takes the air out of the basketball better than the Titans. And Goffstown recognized as the coach, merely on the sideline over with Nashua North. And a steal, and back the other way comes Goffstown in a bucket.
Well, when they've been able to go man, I think they elevate their cardio system, for lack of a better thing. They're in the moment. They're present in the game.
Durham has 7 points in the fourth quarter alone. 12 total. Knocked down by Parth.
And there's your Grizzly killer right there.
7-point Titan advantage. 3:50 to go. Hysack on the right side in the corner. They don't account for it. In and out. Robinson goes up strong.
Mally thought he had it.
We are going to get
official timeout. I think Rodriguez is illing.
Yeah, he's limping. That's not a good sign. Hope he's okay.
He's a tough kid, and he's feeling it.
He's limping to the bench, so.
Well, we got our first second-round matchup announced already, do we not?
Yeah, it's Nashua South at Pinkerton. They'll play at noon on Saturday, so head over to the campus at Pinkerton Academy in Derry and support your Nashua Purple Panthers. They're on to the quarterfinals.
Well, Rodriguez has the tape on both ankles and a kind of a brace on his right ankle, and he's nursing that right ankle.
Titans going shorter here. They don't bring in Donovan. They bring in ball handlers. And a good move by Coach Lane. This is Terrio, got the ball back up top, skip pass across the way. Alizé, and a nice job of recognizing that pass.
I was going to say, great recognition. They're playing a little press out right there. That leaves the backside free, and that's a well-coached team right there.
Hysack's not shy down. Over Parth for a triple.
The kid's in rhythm. We will just leave it at that. Numero 5 is Hysack, and he's feeling it.
6-point advantage. The sixth man on the floor is the Goffstown coach. Look at him. He's way on the floor.
They can't put him away. Having trouble putting him away.
And an offensive foul called against Parth.
He stepped in too late. Absolutely too late. And the ref, I got to say, was watching it the whole way as that backside pick evolved and then devolved.
Well, we oftentimes say when you have 3 referees, these guys are used to playing with 2. When you have 3 referees, there's less floor for each of them to watch. They can really zero in
they had
on
a
a
good
particular
laugh.
area.
The last guy in the gym, I called him the trailing ref, and finally some ref humor. Under 3, Jason.
70-64, Titans on top. They're in the pockets, and a good job.
We had a Bambino on the court.
Oh, I didn't know if that was the Goffstown coach or a kid from the sideline.
He's the 7th man.
But that could have ended poorly, so glad to see.
Yeah, you don't want to get these little guys trucked.
Nope.
They're all enthusiasm. That'll kill the enthusiasm right there.
He probably would have knocked down a 3-pointer too with the way
who
these
knows?
guys
He'll
are
be
shooting.
here shooting threes at some point.
McBorney over to the right. It comes to Durham. Durham looking for help. Dribble drive on the baseline. Goes up
Foul,
strong.
he draws it. Ooh,
A jump ball
jump.
is called. And possession goes to the Titans. Wow. And look who's checking back in. Rodriguez back in the game.
And
for Terrio.
Coach Cowett over there on the Grizz end is very troubled by that call. And I can't say I disagree with him, but that's part of basketball, folks.
They're trying to get their team to play a little tighter defensively. That ball tipped up and another steal.
Rodriguez
so good pressure.
is screaming for the ball wide open.
Downtown, McBorney.
Got it.
In and out. Robinson clears the glass.
The rim gods were not in play right there. Rattled right out.
You don't have to shoot here. We'll see what the Titans decide to do.
Smart.
They'll bring it up top. Alizé now operating at the 1 around the tee at half court. He'll reverse floor. It'll come out to Peters. Peters gets it over to Pena. 152 now. Pena step back, thought about dribble drive, took the invitation, and then rescinded.
McBurney is gas lying up against Pena right now.
And good handles there by Peters. The foul is going to go against Santos. But that's just a possession foul, so they're still not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, it's been, even though it's physical, it's been a pretty clean game.
Well officiated, well played, game of runs, game of streaks. Both of these teams taking each other's best shot. Pena now, and that's the foul they were looking for. He held on to it.
Yeah, and we talk about this sort of thing. Okay, so you don't get a call at this end. Somebody doesn't get a call on this end. It's physical both ends. It's been balanced.
Yeah.
Our officiating tonight, what do you want? You want us to be able to see the play and call it even.
Consistency has been the name of the game, I think, here. All alone underneath Alizé.
Oh, what a
feed
play.
to Robinson! And kisses
Absolutely
it off the
scripted.
glass.
Scripted, the dangerous man is he who inbounds it.
72-64 Titans. Durham almost lost the handle. Got it into the corner. The runner in the lane.
Great
Contested,
floater.
no.
Too many tall
Rebound
trees.
taken there by Parth.
Too many tall trees.
18 to go in regulation. It'll come out to Pena. They have to foul here at some point. They got it down in the foul.
Peters with the look away had Rodriguez wide open in the paint. He might have been camped out there for 5 seconds. Nothing doing though, folks. Wow.
And now there's 5 fouls in the books here in the fourth quarter, so Peters will head to the line. Coach Lane will use this as a unofficial timeout as he keeps his 4 on the side to talk to him for this first one.
All right, here we go with Peters.
Peters calmly knocks down the first.
And the mountain becomes just a little taller for the Grizz.
Peters with 9 points on the evening, so a nice offensive presence tonight for Luke as he tries to get into double digits.
Interesting that Mally's not on the floor after he had a pretty good hot hand for a quarter and a half here in this second half, Jason.
Peters comes up short. Yeah, no doubt about that. Wonder what's happening. Hope everything's okay on the Goffstown side of things. Grizzlies now.
No, clear foul on Pena.
And it was a foul and maybe a little bit of an embellishment there, but
well, they have a good theater group up there at the Grizz.
Goffstown, yeah. Line. So that is just a possession foul. So no harm there. 62 seconds to go. 73-64 Titans.
Wasn't as grisly as it looked. Oh, God.
Bear with me.
Throw
All
me
right.
out.
Oh, here we go. Back up top now. Dribble drive, kick out, and high sack. No, and it was everything but in.
Wow, got everything but the drop, as you just said. Wow.
Pena, triple team, timeout. for Coach Lane.
Yeah, he got it.
He tried calling it 17 times.
Boy,
and
Coach Lane still got some hops over there.
Got to be careful not to tear his Achilles.
47 seconds left. Just stay in the game, Coach.
He was looking for a timeout 90 feet away from the action. And having a conversation with the official about that.
Yeah, he's mystified. Let's just leave it at that. But here we go, 2 to stripe.
So anytime, if you're Goffstown, that's not a bad thing. You get an opportunity to get possession with the clock not running.
Without a doubt.
Pena to the line.
Well, he's done everything else tonight. Let's see how he is.
And that might be 5 fouls, I believe it is, for Santos. So Giovanni, the sophomore, will check out with 5 points in the books.
7 a game. He had a good game tonight, but just too many weapons on the north side for too long.
Pena calmly knocks down the first. He will get a second. Huge free throws now for the Titans if this becomes a free throw match. I watched the Salem Blue Devil girls team hit 29 out of 36 last night to knock out the Bishop Girton Cardinals. Coming up short, but look who's skied for that rebound.
Classic.
And they push Peters out of bounds, and a travel call.
Yeah, it looked like a goose from behind there, but he just, all Peters said was wow. But I will tell you, that is a Peters family rebound. They are gritty lunch pail type of guys, and bingo right there.
And
we're gonna get a little
I think
Zamboni going on.
They're gonna ask the sideline.
Yeah, we have a reporter engaged. Okay, that's all right. Keep moving. It's housekeeping, folks.
45 seconds. Peters comes away with that one. Another interception for Peters.
He was a glove right there, Jason.
And this time he gobbles up that ball and definitely got fouled that time using the pivot foot. He'll head back to the line.
We hear listen to this crowd right now. That's pretty good for vacation week.
Some of the fans wearing their vests. Well, it's good for when you walk at night, Rich.
Sure.
Those
well, they're wearing those
vests.
optical, road worker vests. But I tell you, the gritty blue-collar fella right there is at the line.
No question about it.
He needs one of those.
Peters gets point number 10. He's going for 11 here. The Titans will fall back beyond half court. We'll see if they apply any pressure, if there is a make here, so the Grizzlies can't just roll the ball in. 2 out of 2 for Peters, 11 points on the night.
Outstanding night for him.
And quickly up the floor comes Durham. He'll launch from way downtown. No. Peters comes away with the rebound. We'll see if they foul again.
And there he is again. I tell you, there are a ton of things he does not do in the scorebook. Am I right, Jason?
No doubt. You won't read about those things in the scorebook, but what he brings to this team, the immeasurables, the intangibles, the blue-collar work ethic.
Yep.
And it's Peters' time.
Yeah, and then Pena, obviously, is a catalyst, absolute catalyst.
You look at the different types of players every year that play, kids that play for Coach Lane. He always has that lunch pail kid. He always has that basketball junkie. He always has that shooter. They kind of know their roles. He always has that 6th and 7th man off the bench. Just really puts together a roster nicely.
Chemistry and glue. And, you take on your coach's personality. Sure, you're working with different athletes, right? But he works them into place, and this is why, by season's end, they're going to be always in the discussion. Semis last year.
Peters misses 2. It's a 12-point advantage.
25 on the clock.
McCorney fires from way downtown.
Rainbow,
huh? And the rebound, offensive rebound, was almost taken there. Maglani will get it, and there will be.
Standing now.
That's going to do it here.
The bus is officially warming up the diesel there.
And we're going to try to get Coach Steve Lane. I know he goes in and talks to his players after the game. So Jaden Pena kind of gives a high five to his teammates, and that's going to do it here from the campus at Nashua North. It is the Titans 76 and the Grizzlies 64. The Titans punch their ticket. They will head to the quarterfinals, and they will play Wyndham here March 2nd. In the quarters.
Saturday night at 7.
7 o'clock game here.
Could be a Sam Cooke song.
There it is. And
good game.
A great game played by both of these teams. And look, Nashua North came in here with something to prove tonight. They lost that game to Goffstown, and all that credit goes to Goffstown, how they never gave up. They faced with a similar situation tonight, but this time they dug their heels in and said, that's not going to happen again.
Well, I think you got a character coach for the Grizzlies, and you got character young people, and you showed a high character effort. And as I said of Steve Lane and his teams, repeatedly kind of emulating his excellent coaching style, and I think the way he works young people, developing basketball players and skills into place over the course of a season with the idea that you want to be hot coming into the tournament. I think Coach Cowett is on to some good things. Yeah, he's in his 6th year here. He was in the finals a couple years ago, right, against Trinity. Trinity won it all, and he's a Trinity grad. My hat is off to him. 2 players coming in only had varsity experience, and they did a terrific job. And I know we're going to talk to Coach Lane in a few minutes, but you got to agree, and I think Coach Lane would agree with that Coach Cowett assessment.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, this Goffstown team will be back here as we get the Wink Martindale microphone ready to go here. That's some kind of
you're Snoop. You're going Joker's Wild, buddy.
Alien probe of some sort. We've got. Hopefully, we can get Steve Lane over here. He talks to some of the student body here at North, and why don't you go through some of the scores for us?
Well,
Rich,
Rodriguez had
right there.
20. Parth McGlonney had 19. You expect those fellas to be up there. But, you know, you look down, you got Mazeral with 12. Excuse me, that was Pena with 12. Peters with that 11. But
Huge.
I tell you, it's worth 33 was his effort tonight. And then, you know, Roy Cortez, he had himself 11. Nice balance tonight for Steve Lane.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Zion Melendez chipping in with the bucket when he came in off the bench. You got to like what you see from Coach Lane's team.
Without a doubt.
They have not played Wyndham, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. 3 versus 6 as the Jaguars take care of business against Londonderry, the 11th seed. We'll try to get to Coach Lane here. We'll see if he'll come over and take a chat with us.
Coach Lane's coming over.
Look at this. Deep breath, Coach. You see yourself there on the
camera's up there. There's get to the chopper. Dylan Smith is up in the rafters.
Well, we are joined here by a head coach of the Nashua North Titans. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Coach, a great start for your team here tonight. Things got a little hairy there in the 3rd quarter. You took a timeout, spoke to your team when Goffstown got that lead down to 6. What was the message at that point?
We better start guarding people. They were hot, and you got to give Goffstown a lot of credit. They made shots in the 3rd quarter. We countered the run a little bit late in the 4th to survive here tonight, and that's exactly what it was, a survival.
Rich McDonough noted that a lot of balanced scoring here, a lot of guys contributing, not just in the point totals, but also defensively on the glass. Got to be pleased with the way Alizé played early on. Obviously, Luke Peters chipping in with 11 tonight. Huge points for him.
We have 4 guys. With Luke, we have 5 guys who average between 8 and 17 points a game.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So it's a credit to the kids for being able to play together and share the ball.
I was looking at Luke's 11 points there, great down the stretch. But I said when we were looking at it, going, his 11 was worth 33 just because all the glue grit stuff that he does off ball.
He's tough, and he's a tough kid. Obviously, he learns it from the football side of his from his mentality. But I don't know where we'd be right now without Luke Peters, to be honest.
Without a doubt.
You know, Coach, we were just talking before you came over here, and we've always mentioned that when you look at a Steve Lane coach team, you're always getting a grab bag of sorts. You get the basketball shooting junkie. You got the kid that plays defense. You got the kid on the glass. You got the kid that is the glue that comes off the bench. Is it just by chance that the team comes together that way, or is it something that you plan?
We preach. Defend first, rebound second, and then share the ball third. Get out in transition and share it. And this group, I can say it in the past 14 years, they have done it, but this group makes a conscious effort every day to make sure everybody touches it.
Was there any concern? My son played...
Yes, there was a concern.
Yeah. My son played middle school ball with Parth, and he's a great kid. And but he was kind of cold early on. Other people picked up the slack, and I think freed him up to just get into rhythm. Is that what you saw?
Well, 40 to 23 at halftime is dangerous, to be honest with you, because we came out in the 3rd quarter and we were not ready to play.
Right.
And they made shots and made shots and made shots. But to answer your question, I would trade Parth for nobody.
Oh, heck
he
no.
is the nicest human being on the face of the planet. and he works harder than anybody else.
Yeah, you ended
I
up.
thought Jason Roby was.
I'm up there.
I have his desk next to him. We'll talk about that later.
Hey, before we want to let you get to the team and celebrate with them, you guys are going to face Wyndham in the quarterfinals here Saturday night at, I believe it's a 7 o'clock tip. Maybe
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock
We're
tip.
gonna play at
Okay. So 2 o'clock tip. Didn't play them this year. Do you know anything about this Jaguar team? Have you had a chance to look at them?
Yeah, they're good. They got
right.
a bunch of really good players. They got some size. I don't think they're a real big up-tempo pressing team, but when I watched them play Bedford early in the year, I mean, they were up 14 in the fourth quarter. Obviously, you know what Bedford can do to that.
Amen.
But they're going to be an unbelievable opponent to try to beat on Saturday.
All right.
Awesome stuff, Coach. Want to thank
Thanks,
you for
boys.
joining
Thanks,
us.
Coach.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
That is head coach Steve Lane, the winning coach of the Nashua North Titans. They will head into the quarterfinals and play the Wyndham Jaguars.
Jaguars.
A Saturday,
Right
2
you are,
o'clock.
Jaguar.
Saturday, 2 o'clock. They are unfamiliar with one another, and Coach Lane, if I know him, they've already exchanged huddle film. He'll start breaking them down later tonight. He'll enjoy this one a little bit. A hard-fought victory, Rich, and we talked about, you know what? Good job by the officiating crew. These two teams were banging
Agreed.
into each other all night. It was pretty balanced as in terms of how both of these teams played. Referees were balanced as well.
Agreed. And that's what I was just saying in the fourth quarter there. Okay, we've been on the sidelines a bunch. If the officials are calling it fair and they're in a position to make the call, then you got to be okay with that because, let's face it, it's one of the hardest jobs on the planet, officiating a ball game.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and especially when the gyms are full and all eyes are on you. I thought this crew did as good a job and as balanced a job as we have seen, so kudos to them.
Yeah.
And kudos to the Nashua North Titans. I want to give a congratulations to the Goffstown Grizzlies. They finished their season at 8-11, but you mentioned this is a gritty team that will be back. They're
Absolutely.
filled with young players, and I'm sure Coach will take a look at this film and build on that for next year.
They have 5 or 6 returning players who are impact players for them. So look for them to continue building, and a good man at the helm right there. As coaches, we respect that.
No doubt about it.
But we'll do some homework on Wyndham.
Well,
If
we'll
it's
have to
us,
look at.
we'll
Hopefully,
do
it
the
is.
recon, right?
It is a 14 now 15-4 Nashua North team making a trip back to the quarterfinals, a place they have gotten very comfortable in years past. I know Coach Lane thinks his team may have arrived a year early here, as really expected this Titan team to be a contender next year, but don't sleep on this Titan team, Rich. They could make some noise here in the postseason.
Well, they're at 11 in a row wins and counting. So that's how we exit, and that's how we'll enter whatever game we get called for the next time.
Rich McDonough, I want to thank you for joining me, my friend. It's the first one that Rich and I have been able to call together.
Finally.
It was a pleasure, and it was a lot of fun here, and hopefully we get to do it again real soon. I want to thank all of you for watching in Goffstown as well as the Gate City in Nashua here on ETV. The man on the moving pictures tonight was Dylan Get to the Chopper Smith with the double peace signs. The executive producer for Nashua ETV is DJ Petey Pete Johnson. I want to thank him for all of his hard work. For my partner, Rich, my name is Jason Roby, reminding you all that it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. And Rich?
And I will tell you,
We'll see you down the road.
see you down the road.
There it is, sir. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.